Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. As you can tell by the title, it is completely different than what we normally discuss on this channel. If you do not know, my name is Rachel Lee Vogel and I am a professional makeup artist. So typically I like to do little how-tos, product reviews and things like that on clean beauty products. However, today we are going to discuss how I survived my very first trimester of my very first pregnancy. When I initially found out, I was very intimidated by the whole thing. It was not planned, but very welcomed by my husband and I. And we were so excited, but I just didn't know what to do. I mean, I didn't know how I should feel, what to expect, things like that. So I downloaded every app I could find on my phone. I Googled everything. I blew up the phones of all my friends and family members who have had children of their own. And then I decided to turn to YouTube, and so I watched plenty of videos just like this one. Sometimes I found information that was very great, and then other times it just didn't relate to me. So hopefully what I have to say will relate to you, and if not, no worries, because my pregnancy is going to be so much different than your pregnancy. So let's jump into it. Thank you so much, and hopefully you're just as excited as I am. The first thing that you need to do after you tell your husband or significant other, your mom, whoever, that you are pregnant, you need to run to the nearest health food store or go on Amazon and get yourself some prenatals. My friend Amy actually gave me, I don't remember the exact brand name, but they were rainbow something, and they were horse pills. I'm a tiny being, and it was so difficult to swallow. I don't understand. I mean, I guess at this point also the gag reflex had already started because I was like incredibly nauseous. So I did some research, and I have taken Thorne, the brand Thorne, Thorne. I will link them down below. I love their products. I've taken vitamin D from them and other supplements. The ingredients they use are pure and natural, and they're not going to do any additives. Everything is from real nutrients and things. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to research, and sure enough, they had a prenatal vitamin. So I started taking Thorne Basic Prenatal. I ordered these on Amazon, and you can reorder. So every 30 days, they just automatically ship them to you because it's a 30-day supply, which I love that because I don't even have to think about that. And to be honest, pregnancy brain is real. You will see. It started to hit me towards the end of my first trimester, and now it's, I mean, I sound like an idiot half the time, but it's fun. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It makes my husband laugh and smile, so I don't care what other people think, but it's nice to not have to think about an extra thing to do or get, and it's great. You can take it for pregnant and lactating women, and you take 3 capsules daily. So initially I started taking them in the morning, and I would have to run in the toilet and I would throw them up. So I do not do that anymore. I put them next to my bed, and I will take my 3 right before I go to sleep. It has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, folate, which is very important. You need to have a prenatal with folate. Try to avoid prenatals with folic acid because that's a synthetic folate. You want something that is going to be pure, like I said, because it's going to be the best for you and for the baby. The only thing that it was missing that I needed, especially in the first trimester of pregnancy, was DHA. So I went to Thorne again on Amazon, and I ordered myself Thorne Super EPA and DHA. So it's basically, I believe, like a fish oil, but it helps with brain and your nerves. So it's not really helping when it comes to my pregnancy brain, but I'm sure it's helping the little's brain develop, so just to be healthy and strong, as well as her nerves. It helps with heart vessels, muscle, tendon, and metabolism. You're supposed to take 1 gel cap 2 to 3 times daily. I was getting those burps when I was taking the 3, so then I went to 2, but then I started having severe nausea and I felt like I was wasting. So now I just take 1 with the 3 at night before I go to sleep. There we go. So they are also gluten-free, so that's another plus, because we know many people are gluten intolerant these days. I really enjoy these prenatals, and I honestly do not think that I would ever try any others if I am to get pregnant again eventually. Energy. I struggle because I have 2 autoimmune diseases. I have lupus working against me, which is really rough on your energy levels, and then I have rheumatoid arthritis. I was already kind of nervous getting pregnant. I knew I wanted to have kids. However, just my knowledge of what I deal with on the day-to-day was kind of intimidating. But I've heard that a lot of people's autoimmune disorders go dormant, I guess, throughout pregnancy, and that has happened. So that's been good, but the first trimester I had 0 energy, and it was slightly different than the lupus lack of energy that I get when I'm having a flare-up. I don't know how to describe it. It felt similar but different. So I slept a lot, and there were times where, like on weekends, my husband and I normally like to get out and explore the city that we live in. We like to go do new things. We like to travel to other surrounding areas just to see what's up. And I was like, sorry dude, you're on your own. So he would go like play disc golf with his friends, and I would be like passed out on the couch for hours and hours and hours. I would have to like sleep, and I literally would be out until dinner time. And then I would get up and I would cook, and then I was like, okay, it's like 8:30, we need to go to bed now. And the only thing that helped me with that was sleep. I mentioned already that I was nauseous, and it was very awful. Like literally, it was the worst feeling because it was constant. I didn't have just like a, oh, I feel nauseous, and then I would throw up and it would go away. No, I was constantly nauseous, but then I wouldn't throw up. Nausea is not fun. I hate it, and I'm sure you do too. But there were 2 things that my sister-in-law actually sent to me that were very helpful throughout. The first one, I'm completely out of them. I haven't rebought them because I don't get nauseous anymore, plus side of being in the 2nd trimester. But it was the Pink Stork ginger candies. They were so good. You just suck on them and they would help with the nausea, help settle my stomach. So I relied on those all the time. Segue. Because I was always so nauseous, I always kept some saltine crackers on my nightstand. That really helps with my stomach in the mornings. Another thing that I still have some of is the Pink Stork, which I'm just like a fan of the Pink Stork brand. It's actually made from, I think, a woman who was a military wife, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, military spouse. She's a mother of 5. After 5 children, I guess she wanted to create an organic brand that women can depend on to help them throughout their pregnancies. So she created these bath salts that are called Flakes from the Dead Sea. They help with aches and pains, nausea, stress, and anxiety. My first trimester, I battled with the aches and pains, the nausea, and the stress and anxiety. The stress and anxiety, the aches and pains are still here, y'all, so that does not go away, but the nausea fortunately has. They advise you to resist being in hot tubs and laying in a bath of hot water for long periods of time, because it actually can alter your body temperature to the point of hurting the baby, because the baby isn't able to regulate their own body temperatures yet. I would fill it up to where my belly was still popping out, and I would do like warm water. It also helps regulate your bowels, so like if you're constipated, which that will happen if you are not pregnant yet, believe me, all the most uncomfortable things happen when you are pregnant. Speaking of constipation, another tip is prune juice. This actually happened in my 2nd trimester. I started getting the round ligament pain. If you guys like this video, comment below and let me know. Maybe I'll do another video about just this story. But anyway, so round ligament pains, I started having them. They were terrible because I had them along with gas pains, and it was the worst in the world. I called my sister-in-law. She told me to go get some prune juice, and not prune juice with sugar added into it. You want pure prune juice. I would literally drink that stuff and it would help. All my constipation would go away. So that's another tip. So my skin It didn't change too much. I have had a little bit more oil production, but I've pretty much kept my skincare the same. The only thing that I do differently is that I have a charcoal bar soap. It's good for detoxing all those oils and it balances out my skin. And I really like that, so I will use that usually in the morning, sometimes every other day, sometimes every morning. Another thing that helped me through my first trimester was probably clothes. I wasn't obviously growing a belly just yet, but I was bloated constantly from all that constipation and everything else. If you have any good friends who have, or family members who are about your size, who have maternity clothes, I would definitely borrow them. You're probably going to be too small to fit into the maternity pants. If you have any yoga pants, wear them. Another thing that was really difficult in my first trimester was my moods. I was such a bitch, y'all. I was terrible. I was so snappy, not only to my husband, but to some of my family members, to some of my friends, to some of my coworkers. It wasn't pretty. It's not who I am. And unfortunately, as much as I would like to say that I had control over it, I don't really think that I did. Like, I mean, I was just so mean. But it really helped to discuss those feelings with my husband and my friends. Like, I would just talk to them, and fortunately my husband was so understanding. So talking about your feelings, your emotions, and just hoping to get those expressed in a way that can be understood is very helpful. I think that might have saved some of my bitchiness. I think people had a little bit more, they were like, okay, she's just going through something. This was probably the first sign that I was pregnant, but I had no idea. I don't think I found out for another 2 weeks after this. My husband brought me a salad for lunch. He made me my favorite salad, had strawberries in it. Oh my God, I opened the lid and I was just like, ugh. I gave it back to him. I said, I don't know what is wrong with this salad, but I will not ever eat it. Like, this is all you, buddy. And so he was like, okay, you know, like, I just took the time and I made this for you. And I didn't care. No, I did care. It was so sweet of him. But like, literally, like, it just smelled so disgusting. Cravings were the worst for me. I wanted everything bland. I wanted saltine crackers. I could not stand the idea of salad unless it was like a Caesar salad with like the iceberg crunchy lettuce, like spring mix and spinach. I was just like, no. Broccoli, gross. That's my favorite vegetable. Didn't like it. I wanted pickles. I mean, that's like your typical pregnant woman craving, but I absolutely love pickles as it is. So I go through phases of like wanting them constantly. So I just figured, oh, that's just one of those phases. But no, it was because I was pregnant. Still to this day, I really just want like a huge deli meat sandwich, and I want a hot dog. I hate hot dogs. Can't even remember the last time I've had a hot dog, but I hate them and I want one so bad. One way to help with that is if I was craving anything sweet, which was very rare, I would have like an apple, strawberries, something like that. If I was craving like an Italian sub, which sounds incredible right now, I would eat a pickle, or I would get like a saltine cracker and I would put cheese with a banana pepper on it. I don't know why, but that helped me. So I would just kind of try to think of things that were healthy and that wouldn't hurt me or the baby, and I would eat those things. So another thing, it's kind of expensive when you're having cravings, because I was going to the grocery store all the time buying random things and never eating what was in the fridge. So if you have more willpower than I, then you're awesome. So anyway, that is the video. Hopefully it was as exciting as I was hoping it to be. It was exciting for me. Comment below if you liked it. I'd love to do a recap of my second trimester if you guys would like to see that. If not, I am going to be bringing you guys tons of clean beauty videos here soon. So please subscribe to my channel, comment below, like this video, and I will catch up with you all later.